You stand on the precipice of despair. The weight of betrayal rests heavy on your chest. You've been there before, a shadow creeping through your life, whispering the lies you cling to. Every time you say yes when you want to scream no, you betray yourself. It feels easier to please, to conform, to wear the mask that fits the expectations of others. You dance on the strings of their approval, but each dance is a dismemberment of your soul. You thought being available, being the good one, would earn you love. That smile, that fleeting touch, the silent gratitude, you believed it was connection. Let me take you back to that moment. You're at a gathering. Someone asks for a favor. You hesitate, but the fear of rejection tugs at your gut like a parasite. So, you nod, you agree. And just like that, you sacrifice your authenticity on the altar of acceptance. This is the seductive lie, that by being constantly available, you will forge deeper connections. But the truth cuts deeper. Real connection begins when you learn to respect yourself enough to say no. Your refusal to be a puppet in someone else's play allows the sacred bonds of authenticity to flourish. You were born to be more than someone else's validation. Each time you say no, you reclaim pieces of your soul. But the spiral deepens, doesn't it? Let's dig deeper into this pit of illusions. You traded your boundaries for the false promise of emotional safety. You told yourself that abandoning your needs for the sake of another's comfort was a sacrifice of love. But each time you forsake your essence, you chip away at the very core of who you are. Carl Jung knew this. He observed that individuation, the process of becoming whole, cannot exist in the absence of self-honoring boundaries. That lies the price of comfort. It depletes your spirit, leeches away your light. You need to hear this. Self-abandonment is the greatest sin you can commit against your soul. The pain of self-betrayal is unbearable, and it echoes through your lineage, infecting every relationship. And now we descend even further into the abyss. You thought that by being endlessly available, you could control how others perceived you. You stifled your truth, chained your voice, thinking that this would shield you from rejection. But in doing so, you lost yourself. You became a marionette, dancing at the whim of others' desires. Jung's voice cuts through the noise, reminding us that true power doesn't come from external validation. It arises from internal boundaries. The realization must settle within you. True strength is birthed in solitude, not in clinging to the approval of others. You're not here to earn love by surrendering your authenticity. No. You're meant to stand firm in your truth, unyielding, unbroken. And so we arrive at the real ritual, the sacred act of setting a boundary. This act is irreversible, a blood pact with your soul. Visualize it, cutting the cords that bind you to the expectations, the projections, the emotional debts you never chose to incur. Picture standing alone in your truth, the silence surrounding you a testament to your newfound courage. You don't need more healing. You need to stop lying about who you are. You need to embrace the raw authenticity that stirs within you, waiting for release. This is not merely about redefining your relationships. It's about reclaiming your very essence. You were never free because you never set boundaries. The chains were self-made, forged in the fires of doubt and fear. It's time to shatter those illusions. There is beauty in this journey, a stillness that blankets the chaos. Remember that first time you uttered no, the weight of relief flooding through your body. That was your soul exhaling. Recall the quiet of a morning, standing alone in your peace, feeling the world pulse around you, acknowledging the strength in your solitude. This is your responsibility. Don't keep this truth to yourself. Send it to the person still handing away their power, to everyone but themselves. Let them feel the burn of recognition, the sting of awakening. The path is not an easy one. It demands confrontation, unraveling the threads of inherited pain, severing the ties that bind you to the past. You are called to close the cycle, to transform the legacy of your ancestors, to breathe life into a new story. You must choose to heal. You must embrace the discomfort, the sacred discomfort that tells you it's time to awaken, to rewrite your story, to reclaim your soul. Deep in the caverns of your mind lies the shadow, the unacknowledged pain, the tangled emotions, the unrecognized grief passed down through bloodlines. It waits, it clings, it shouts for your attention. You may feel it in the pit of your stomach when a certain story is told or a familiar phrase is spoken. This is ancestral grief, an echo from the past that seeps into your present. Jung believed the psyche stretches beyond the confines of our own lifetime. Emotions you experience may not be entirely yours. They are inherited burdens, woven into the fabric of your existence. You must confront this, acknowledge it, and release it. The awakening you feel is not just personal. It is a call to transmute these inherited burdens into something beautiful. The sacred discomfort you experience is the first sign of transformation. It rises up like a tide, crashing against the shores of what your family once deemed normal. This discomfort is not rebellion. It is the soul's awakening, the whisper of truth beneath layers of denial. You are beginning to see clearly, unraveling the threads of old family patterns, emotional silence, unresolved grief, unhealthy dynamics. You are not here to repeat history, but to rewrite the narrative, to pen a new chapter. The feeling of not belonging has been a companion for far too long. From a young age, you sense the distance between you and the world. It's not that you were broken or better. You were simply distinct in your perception. This feeling of divergence is a sign that your soul remembers. You were never meant to fit into the mold of the collective. You are meant to forge a new path, one that honors your truth, your authenticity. The difference you feel is not a flaw. It is a calling to create a new narrative. Healing is a sacred disruption. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. It ripples through time and space, reverberating through your ancestors and future generations. Each time you choose authenticity over appeasement, every boundary you set, every truth you speak, you are not just healing yourself. You are liberating the past and sculpting the future. You must cleanse and release the emotional residue that clings to you. This urge to cleanse goes beyond mere physical tidying. It is an inner call to let go of inherited beliefs, burdens, and patterns that have silently controlled you for far too long. This process of cleansing is not rejection of the past. It is an act of honoring it while choosing to move forward without carrying what isn't yours to carry. Now is the moment to choose love over fear. Transformation begins when you stop acting from your wounds and start choosing from a place of awareness. Stay open to love. Remain vulnerable. Do not allow your pain or betrayal to close your heart. Jung believed true healing arises not from rebellion, but from conscious living. Choose peace. Choose presence. Choose authenticity over reaction, over defense. As you integrate these teachings, you will close the cycle of inherited pain. This is not about dramatic gestures. It is about small, quiet decisions that ripple through your existence, transforming the landscape of your life. You must choose again. Choose love instead of fear. Choose to make the unconscious conscious. By doing so, you not only transform your own life, but also the lives of those who came before you and those who will come after. This journey demands courage. You must face the unvarnished truth that your past does not have to dictate your future. You have the power to rewrite the script, to transcend the limitations imposed by ancestral chains. Remember this: you are not alone in this endeavor. You may feel the ache of isolation as you walk this path, but know that with each step, you are forging connections in the unseen realm. Your healing sends echoes through the fabric of time, and your courage acts as a beacon for those who follow. Each choice to live authentically is a step toward collective healing, a fierce rebellion against inherited suffering. It may not always be easy. It is, however, the path to true freedom, liberation, and alignment with your soul's purpose. The work is sacred. It is not a mere task. It is a journey toward wholeness, an awakening to the truth that has long awaited your recognition. Embrace the discomfort, honor the lessons, and step into your power. You are not here to merely survive. You were born to thrive, to rewrite your legacy, to transform the burdens into blessings. Each moment of courage, every act of authenticity, reverberates like a drumbeat through time, heralding a new beginning. This passage delves deeply into the transformative process of healing and spiritual awakening, drawing on Carl Jung's teachings to highlight how many people are unconsciously living out the emotional patterns and burdens passed down through family and ancestral lines. You are here to confront the shadow, not to shy away from it. It is time to bring the unacknowledged into the light and reclaim your truth. You are being called to close the cycle, to step out of the shadows and into the light of your own existence. You were not born to merely live out the past. You came here to transform it, to heal the wounds of generations. Your soul is whispering, urging you to rise, to awaken, to reclaim the narrative of your life. The journey may be arduous, but the rewards are profound. Stand firm in your truth and let it resonate through the ages. You may feel the echoes of sorrow, a grief that does not quite belong to you, a sadness that reverberates through your being like a distant thunderstorm. When you hear certain stories or witness specific situations, that heavy veil of unacknowledged emotion settles over your heart. This is not simply your pain. It is ancestral grief, a legacy carried through generations, begging for recognition and release. Jung understood this deeply. The psyche is a vast territory, stretching beyond the simple confines of our individual lives. This awakening you feel is a sacred call, a summons to transmute the inherited burdens into something powerful, something transformative. You are here to do more than just exist. You are here to become a vessel of healing, not just for yourself, but for those who came before you and those yet to come. Each act of courage, each choice to confront your shadows, sends ripples of change through the tapestry of your lineage. What you are experiencing is the sacred discomfort that lingers just beneath the surface, a stirring that tells you something is not right. The family norms that once felt acceptable now feel suffocating, like a shroud of emotional silence draped over your spirit. You are beginning to awaken to the reality that these inherited patterns, these toxic legacies, are no longer palatable. This discomfort is not a sign of rebellion. It is the soul's awakening to a deeper truth. You are not here to repeat the story of your ancestors, but to take the quill and write a new narrative, a story that honors your unique soul's journey. You are distinct, not better or broken, simply different in your perception of the world. Your feelings of otherness are a beacon, illuminating the path you must walk. You were never meant to blend into the fabric of collective conformity. No, your destiny is to forge a new trail, one that honors the truth and the authenticity that resides within. The difference you feel, it's not a flaw, but a calling to awaken and stay awake in a world that often favors the status quo, to create a new narrative that resonates with your essence. Healing, my friend, is a sacred disruption. It isn't a solitary act. It reverberates through time and space, altering the very foundation of familial legacies. Each time you choose authenticity over appeasement, every moment you draw a boundary or speak your truth, you are dismantling the chains that bind not just yourself, but those who walked this earth before you. Healing is not merely personal. It's a collective unraveling, an invitation to liberate both the past and the future. The cleansing you feel is a deep urge to release the emotional residue that no longer serves you. This process goes beyond physical tidying. It is an inner calling to shed the inherited beliefs, burdens, and patterns that have unconsciously governed your life. The act of cleansing is not a rejection of the past. It is an honoring of it, a choice to move forward unencumbered by what isn't yours to carry. In this tumultuous journey, you must choose love over fear. Transformation ignites the moment you stop acting out of your wounds and begin choosing from a place of conscious awareness. This means remaining open to love, staying vulnerable, and refusing to allow pain or betrayal to close your heart. Jung believed that true healing arises not through rebellion, but through the art of conscious living. Choose peace, presence, and authenticity over reactions and defenses. As you begin to integrate these teachings, you will find yourself closing the cycle of inherited pain. This is not about grand gestures. It's about the small, quiet decisions that bring healing. It is about consciously choosing love, moving through life with an open heart, and making the unconscious conscious. With each choice, you are transforming not only your existence, but also that of those who came before you and those who will follow. This journey demands fierce courage. You will be asked to face the reality that your past does not dictate your future. You have the power to rewrite the script, to transcend the limitations placed upon you by ancestral chains. You are called to engage in the sacred work of closing the cycle, to breathe life into a new story that resonates with your truth. Remember, you are not alone in this pilgrimage. You may feel the pangs of isolation as you traverse this path, but know that with every courageous step you take, you are forging connections in the unseen realms. Your healing sends echoes through the very fabric of history, a rallying cry for those who will follow in your footsteps. Each choice to live authentically is a radical act of rebellion against the inherited suffering of your forebears. This path may not always be easy. In fact, it is often fraught with challenges. Yet, it is the only way to attain true freedom, to align with your soul's purpose. Embrace the sacred discomfort and allow it to guide you toward your true self. As you delve deeper into this transformative process, you will encounter the shadow. It is the part of you that holds unacknowledged pain, grief, and unresolved emotions. The shadow is not your enemy. It is a vital component of your whole self that longs to be integrated. The journey of individuation demands you acknowledge this aspect of yourself and bring it into the light, for only then can true healing occur. You may find it uncomfortable, even terrifying, to confront the shadow's depths, but know that this confrontation is necessary for your evolution. The shadow holds the key to understanding the patterns that have dictated your life, the cycles of trauma, the silent grief, and the unrecognized fears. Embrace it. Engage with it. Allow it to guide you to the hidden treasures of your own psyche. You are here to embrace the raw authenticity that lies within. It is time to reclaim your power, to stop lying about who you are, and to start living in alignment with your truth. Each choice you make to honor your essence reverberates through time, creating a lasting change not only for yourself, but also for generations to come. Let this be your call to action. Stand firm in your truth, embrace the discomfort, and let the sacred process of healing unravel the layers that no longer serve you. You were not meant to carry the weight of ancestral pain. You were born to transmute it into wisdom, growth, and empowerment. You are the alchemist of your own life, transforming the shadows into light. This is a journey of liberation, the reclamation of your story, a story filled with authenticity, courage, and transformation. Embrace it fully. Stand unyielding in your truth, and let the world bear witness to your awakening. You are not just a survivor of your past. You are a warrior of your own destiny, beckoning the future to rise alongside you. The legacy you create will echo through time, a testament to the power of healing and the magic of transformation. In this sacred process, remember that your existence is a gift, not just to yourself, but to everyone you encounter. As you step into your power, you give others permission to do the same. You become a guide, a light illuminating the path for those still lost in the shadows of inherited pain. This is the essence of your journey: to awaken, to heal, and to rise. Let the healing begin, not just for you, but for all who walk this earth. You hold the key to transformation. Embrace it, and let your story unfold in ways you never thought possible. Your legacy is waiting to be written. It is time to take the quill and inscribe a new narrative, one that honors your truth, your growth, and your magnificent soul.